Yo, what's happening, man? Welcome to another episode of the Damn YouTube Sports Talk Show. This your boy Ralph Sneaks, coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, man. Bring you Ep.8, man. This is just a little summer league talk, little NBA summer league talk. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe. Head over to YouTube, Damn YouTube Sports Talk. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I drop new content. Social media, head over to IG, damn_YouTube_sports talk. Head over to Twitter or X, whichever one you call it now. It's damn YouTube sports talk. If you want to follow my personal page on IG, it's Ralph_Sneaks with a Z. But shout out to AIG Productions for helping me put this together. Shout out to them. But yeah, man, let's get to it. We're just gonna do a little NBA Summer League talk. Nothing really too major, man. We're just gonna talk about some surprising players, some disappointing players so far in the summer league. There's a lot of guys out there struggling. There's a lot of guys out there that's actually doing well. That's surprising a lot of people. And there's a lot of players out there that's just basically doing, what we thought they were gonna do. You know what I mean? Because coming into this summer league, to this draft rather, I had already said that this draft is probably gonna have more role players in it than actual star players. And I said this before the summer league started. This was right when the draft was going on. I said there's gonna be a lot of players in this draft that are gonna be solid role players. And I think this was a good draft to get some solid role players, some young solid role players on rookie deals. Nobody that you will have to trade for. Nobody that you will have to go dig into your cap and overspend for certain role players for certain teams. Because if you look around the league, a lot of teams have two scorers on the team. It's only a few teams that don't have two solid, legit scorers. So at some point, you're going to need role players, and this was a good draft to get some role players. And you may not need the guys that you selected now. You may not need them right now as a role player, but if you are a team on the come up, you could use them in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? You won't necessarily have to go out and spend in free agency or trade in free agency to get that role player. This was the draft to get it in. Let's start with some standout players. I get to the disappointments in a minute, but a few standout players in this summer league. One, I'm gonna go with Reed Sheppard. He was the third overall pick to the Houston Rockets. When Reed Sheppard was at Kentucky, I did not see this Reed Sheppard at Kentucky. It was Dillingham. You know what I mean? That's where everybody's eyes was on. That was the guy. If you had to pinpoint a guy at Kentucky, it was Dillingham. I didn't see Reed Sheppard doing this. I didn't think Reed Sheppard was going to do this coming into the NBA. I didn't even think he was going to be the third pick. It didn't even dawn on me, and I didn't even start seeing him rising up the draft boards until closer we got to the draft, and he actually went third to the Houston Rockets. Now, this is my prediction for the Houston Rockets. The way Reed Sheppard is playing, Reed Sheppard is definitely going to see playing time this season. I think they're going to move off of Fred VanVleet after this season. I think Fred VanVleet signed a 4-year deal with Houston. This season right here will be his second year on that deal. So, half of his deal will be done after this season. And I think they're going to give Reed Sheppard minutes. And Reed Sheppard is then going to come in and serve as the point guard. Because I think the way he's played in the summer league, I think he's averaging like 20, at least 20 plus. I think he's at 20 plus, shooting like 40% from three almost, getting like 4 or 5 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists. I think the way he's orchestrating the way he's shooting, I think he's gonna be that future point guard. I think after this season they're gonna trade off Fred VanVleet. They got their guy. They move off Fred VanVleet's contract. They got their guy on a rookie deal that could come in, and Houston got a damn good problem. Houston, in my opinion, if they don't have any significant injuries or nothing of that nature, I think the Houston Rockets could be a play-in team in the Western Conference this year and could possibly play their way into the playoffs. That's my dark horse team in the West right now. Because for one, they have all the assets to make a blockbuster deal if they want. And even if they don't use them assets to make a blockbuster deal, they still got a damn good team. Look at the team they got. Like I said, they got Fred VanVleet. They just took Reed Shepard with the third pick. You got Cam Whitmore, who also looks good in the summer league. And he looked good in the regular season. When he got the opportunity, he just need the minutes. But that's how deep they is over there in Houston. Because Jalen Green's at the 2. They got Dylan Brooks there at the 3. You got one of the Thompson twins there. You got Jabbar Smith at the 4, and you got Sengun at the 5. So they have they got some talent that can't even see enough minutes because they got a solid starting 5. Now you got Reed Shepard coming in with the third overall pick. Reed Shepard coming in behind Fred VanVleet. You got Cam Whitmore, who I just mentioned. You got one of the Thompson twins over there. So, and then they just acquired another shooter at the small or shooting guard, a small forward position, and AJ Griffin from Atlanta. So they got talent over there. It's young talent, but they got a good head coach in Ime Udoka. So I think one of the dark horse teams could be the Houston Rockets. And like I said, they got enough talent to where they can package some of that talent together and make a blockbuster deal for a star player that pretty much speeds up what they doing over there in Houston. And another star player will kind of fit what Ime Udoka is over there in Houston. It was already rumored that they were trying to, make a deal. I don't know how close they came, or was it really in the making, or was that just a rumor somebody put out there? They was trying to acquire KD at some point during this summer, or Jimmy Butler, but that ain't. They didn't do that. But they got the assets to do it. So yeah, Reed Shepard, man, I think Reed Shepard is a standout player. Like I said, I didn't see this at Duke. I didn't think this was going. I didn't see this at Kentucky, but I didn't think that this was going. He was going to have this showcase during the summer league. Like I said, Kentucky, they had a plethora of guys that come from over there that we really didn't see much from them. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't see a lot from Tyler Hero in Kentucky. I didn't think Tyler Hero was going to be the type of player in the NBA that, from what I saw in Kentucky. I don't know how many guys remember Devin Booker being at Kentucky. I mean, you remember him being at Kentucky, but I'm saying, like, you didn't see flashes of Devin Booker at Kentucky and see flashes of him possibly being what he is in the NBA now. So, there's a lot of hidden talent over there that don't really blossom at Kentucky. They kind of blossom after they leave Kentucky. Like I said, I didn't see this from Reed Shepard at Kentucky anyway. It was Rob Dillingham over there. But definitely Reed Shepard. He in a good situation over there in Houston with Ime Udoka head coaching it. So I like what I see so far from Reed Shepard. Another standout, Terrence Shannon Jr., Minnesota. He really kind of, once he got to Vegas, I think he pretty much, he came in rolling. You know what I'm saying? He already kind of pretty much had his game plan together. He was just going to go out there. He was just going to say he wasn't, you know what I mean? And I don't know where he's going to fit in at the Minnesota rotation, but Dillingham's over there now, which is up. They needed that from the point guard position. They need another shifty guy. They need a quick guy. They need somebody that can get some buckets on their own without creation other than Ant-Man over there in Minnesota. But Terrence Shannon Jr., man, I like the way he's came out there and playing the way in Summer League. You know what I mean? He pretty much coming out there and getting straight to it. You know what I'm saying? He really solidifying himself and making himself look better than the guy he's going up against night in and night out in the Summer League. So, you know what I mean? I like the confidence from Terrence Shanahan Jr. I think he's old. I think he's like 22, 23, something like that. I think there was some questions about him coming into the draft. Otherwise, he would have went higher than where he went. But I think he had some off-the-court concerns that kind of some teams kind of shied away from. But needless to say, man, he coming out there, he hooping, he balling in Summer League. You know what I mean? He coming out there with a purpose. He definitely know Woody's there for, you know what I'm saying? He's not taking a backseat to nobody. He's just out there doing his thing, you know what I mean? So I like that confidence out the roof, showcasing the skill set, everything on display out here at the Summer League, rather. You know what I mean? So I like Terrence Shannon Jr. is another standout player. Stephen Castle in San Antonio, I like him as well. He's playing within that he fits San Antonio tough defense on the perimeter. He has a fluid jump shot. That's what he's showcasing. You know what I mean? He's fluid jumper. He's getting his spots on the floor. You know what I mean? He's a pesky defender. He's showcasing his defensive versatility out on the perimeter, switching, making it difficult, cutting passing lanes, making it difficult to get off a pass. You know what I mean? He's playing San Antonio Spur ball. You know what I'm saying? So he fits San Antonio, and he's playing like he's been in that system already, and he's just a rookie getting there playing in Summer League. So, you know, I like Stephen Castle. I like the way what he's showcasing. And that's a good fit over there in San Antonio. So, you know, that's another standout player. I also like Cody Williams in Utah. I like what Utah did in the draft, drafting Cody Williams, Isaiah Collier, and Cal Filipowski out of Duke, big man out of Duke. I like what Danny Ainge did in the draft there. The thing is, Cal Filipowski, I saw what he was catching out on the perimeter. He was getting around his guy on the perimeter. I'm not sure that's going to be a regular thing, but I did notice they did run offense through him while he was at Duke. So, you know, you got a plethora of big men over there in Utah if you're Danny Ainge. You know, you got John Collins at the power forward. You got Lord Markham still over there. You got Walker Kessler, and now you got Cal Filipowski who just drafted over there. So somebody's going to have to go. You know, Danny Ainge, you're going to have to lower your asking price on Lord Markham because now you got a guy over there that you can actually, you know, move off Markham for. You know, you don't want to lose Markham for nothing. So, you know what I mean? The asking price that you're asking for Lord Markham or Walker Kessler, you're going to have to come down on the price to move one of those guys because now you have a plethora of guys that need minutes. I mean, I'm quite sure you can draft Cal Filipowski not to play him. And then you got John Collins over there who you acquired from the Hawks last offseason. And, you know, add Filipowski. Now you got Cody Williams there. And I like the way Cody Williams is playing. I think last game he had like 21, 22 points. He had like 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Versatility on the defensive end where you can always fine-tune that. But aggressiveness, I like that. I like what Utah is doing over there. Like I said, Isaiah Collier, they drafted him as well. So, you know, Utah kind of slowly building. I think Utah, they're going to have to keep going and going and going and just take the OKC approach. You know, OKC struck gold when they acquired Shai Gilgeous in the Paul George trade. So, you know, maybe Utah, maybe strike gold with a player moving off a lower market. And I think that's what they're trying to do. That's why they asking for so much from Golden State. They may think that they can strike gold with one of their players combined with what they already got, plus what they just drafted. So, you know, but needless to say, I like the way Cody Williams is hooping in the Summer League. I think he's like 6'9", something like that. So, handling the ball, getting his spots, pulling up, getting all the way to the rim, handling the ball. So, you know what I mean? I like what I see in Cody Williams. That's another standout. Dalton Connect, I like him too. I think he's a 3 or 4 year starter coming out of Tennessee, or a 3 or 4 year player coming out of Tennessee. I think he was a transfer, if I'm not mistaken. But for what the LA Lakers need, shooters, especially at the shooting guard position, and he was one of the better shooters that came out in this draft. I thought that the Charlotte Hornets should have took him, but instead he fell off from 17 to the Lakers. He had a slow start, but he since then has picked it up, shooting the ball well. You know what I mean? Just as what the Lakers need. They need shooters. They need people who can shoot from the perimeter. And getting one of the better shooters to fall to you at 17 in the draft, and he's actually coming around playing. You don't need to go out there and overdo it. You know what I mean? You just need to shoot. That's what you do. That's what they need. So that's what you need to do. They don't need you to go out there and do too much. You know what I mean? Even though the Lakers are supposedly in a win-now situation, but that's a whole nother conversation. But Dalton Connect is coming on playing well. He's playing for, he's pretty much playing his role for what they need to do, be a shooter. And he's coming on being a shooter. So he's going to fit nicely in over there in LA. I'm not sure how the hell the season going to go over there in LA, but if he just go over there and do what they drafted him to do, he should be all right. You know what I mean? But the result of how the season goes, that's another story to be told. We'll wait and see how they go over there in LA. But I like the way Dalton Connect, and that was a steal for him to fall all the way to 17. They can get him there. You know what I mean? But we've had some disappointing players in this summer league too. So I'm about to get to them. But let me just say this first. When you declining workouts and you picking and choosing what team you want to work out for, this, that, and third, you really just put extra pressure on yourself. And I'm talking about Alex Sarr, the number 2 overall pick. Let's just be clear. Let's just put his name out there and be clear. He's one of my disappointing players in the summer league. When you come out and you decline a workout for a team, because he did that for the Hawks. Hawks had first overall pick. He declined to work out for the team. It didn't express any desire to be in Atlanta whatsoever. You only put extra pressure on yourself, extra unnecessary pressure. It's already going to be tough as a rookie coming into this league. Alex Sarr 7'1". The best part about his game is his defense. His ability to come out on the perimeter, switch off on 3, 4s, and 5s, rim protect. He's athletic as hell, but he's got to work on his offensive game. And I kind of thought about it, and it dawned on me that's probably why he declined workouts, because he didn't want certain parts of his game to be exposed. But the thing about it you got to understand is, once you play at the professional level, whatever aspect of your game is weak, the NBA is going to find it and they're going to exploit it. That's why you always got to constantly work on your game, because whatever area you weak in, you got to work on your game to build strength in that area that you're weak in. So you less likely to be exploited for weaknesses, and teams can't go and attack that. But when you coming in and you declining workouts, you don't want to work out for this team, you don't got no desire for it. I mean, that's your preference. I'm not sure if that's his doing or that's his camp doing that. But when you set yourself up like that, and you come into the summer league, and you have a game in which you play 30 minutes, and you don't score one goddamn point, you go 0-15 from the field, 0-7 from 3, you go 0-2 from the free throw line, you grab 9 boards, 3 assists, and you block 3 shots. I get that. But 30 minutes and you don't get a goddamn bucket, and you miss 2 free throws, the only 2 free throws you had, attempts you had, and you missed them both. That's a disappointing stat line for a 7'1" guy. Now his offense will come if that's, if he work on it. If he don't work on his game, I could see him going down the same path and being a James Wiseman. Because you expressed more desire to be in Washington than you did Atlanta. Now, why in the hell you did that, I don't know. Because at least going to Atlanta with the first overall pick, you would have had Trae Young. You would have had a guy that's averaging 10, 11 assists a game. You would have had a guy that's going to facilitate the ball and get you involved. And that's exactly what it's looking like you need right now. I think Alex Sarr might have came into the summer league thinking that by him coming from overseas and hearing what people say about the international players coming from overseas, I think Luka said it, that the game is easy in the league. And there's other guys that kind of hinted at that. They didn't say it, but they kind of hinted at that because of how guys overseas and international guys overseas, how they play in professional ball at such younger ages, so they're coming more well-rounded and more equipped when they come to the league. I don't know if he was thinking that he was going to come over here and his offensive game was going to be better here than it was over there. and he was already known for his defense. That was probably the flashiest. That was probably if you had to pinpoint the best attribute about his game, it probably was his defense. His ability to come out on the perimeter, defend, switch off on 3, 4s, and 5s and defend, and rebound, and block shots. That was the best part about his game coming into the draft. His offensive game needed some fine-tuning, needed some polishing, but he might have thought it was good enough to come over here and look better over here in this league than it did over there. So at least going to Atlanta, if you had went to Atlanta, would have gave you a guy in Trae Young who you can run pick and roll all day with. Your jump shot is going to be there if you work on it because you're running a pick and roll with a Trae Young. He's going to lob it up to you. You at 7'1", you athletic. He's going to spoon feed you because Trae Young averaged 10, 11 assists a game. You would have came over there to Atlanta with a guy that could help you grow. But see, now you go, and that's exactly what it looked like he needs. He needs somebody to set him up. He's not the type of guy, in my opinion, right now, that could get the rebound, and he probably could go coast to coast. But he's not the guy that can initiate any offense. He's not the guy right now that looks like he can create for himself. He right now looks like a guy that has to be set up and has to be created for until he get more comfortable and work more on his offensive game. I'm not saying he can't get to that point, but right now he looks like he needs to be set up to create his offense. Because you tell me how in the hell you play 30 minutes at 7'1" and you athletic as hell. How in the hell you play 30 minutes, you don't score a damn bucket. You go 0-15 from the field, 0-7 from 3, and you missed the only 2 free throw attempts you had. But like I said, you grabbed 9 boards, you got 3 assists, and you blocked 3 shots.
Sounds right.
So, in 3 games,
Sounds right.
3 games, Alex saw a total 8 of 14 from the field, which is around 20%, and 2 of 17 from 3, which is 12%. That's what you do in 3 games, and you're the number 2 overall pick. It looks like you need to be set up right now. You need to be spoon-fed. You need to be with a point guard that can create. Not only you need a point guard that can create for you, that can spoon feed until you get more comfortable in an offensive role and get more comfortable being offensive. Because I seen a clip where off a turnover, they had a 4-on-1 fast break. 4-on-1. Instead of Alex Saw going down the lane and stuffing that shit in the basket, he pulls up at the 3-point line off of a turnover. This was at mid-court off of a turnover. I think Houston turned the ball over. Houston was beating the hell out of him at this point. It was like the 4th quarter. Houston was beating the hell out of them. They was up by damn near 20. I think it was like 4 minutes left in the game or something like that. Off of a turnover at mid-court, Alex Saw comes up with the ball off the turnover. 4-on-1. Fast break. He takes a couple dribbles, pulls up at the 3-point line, and misses the 3-point attempt. When there was a 4-on-1 fast break, you take a couple dribbles and pull up for a 3. When you could have went all the way in the lane and stuffed that shit in that dude's face, or made the right pass and got an easy 2. Now that might not have been a lot, but that's a lot for a guy that went 30 minutes and didn't score a bucket. See, at this point, when you do shit like that and you don't hit the shot, that's another hit. That's another hit of pressure. That ain't gonna help. That's only gonna hurt. See, now what he should have done, and he got to build up the confidence to do that, and he ain't gonna build it up if you keep doing shit like that. You go in the lane at 7'1", athletic, and you can dribble. You take that shit all the way to the cup and you yam that shit. You build confidence off of that one play. And like I said, it was late in the game. They was getting the hell beat out of them by the Rockets. But you take that one play, you build that offensive confidence, and you carry that over into the next game. And you say to yourself, I can't have this game again the next game. I can't let my next game be like this game here. So you take that one play, you take the confidence and momentum off of that one play, and you carry that shit over into the next game. Because you the number 2 overall pick. You 7-1. You put the pressure on yourself by not wanting to go to Atlanta because you want to be more of a feature in the offense. You want to be more, I guess you wanted the team to be more of yours. Because if you had went to Atlanta, the team wasn't going to be yours. Trae Young is still there. But at least you would have got a guy that's going to set you up and spoon feed you for some easy buckets. I don't know what guy over there in Washington right now is going to set you up to feel like that. Because they drafted you 2nd overall. Now, I get it. It's summer league, and things could change between now and during the regular season. We all saw that because even Trae Young had a bad summer league. But you see what he turned into. His stat line, he's 26-10, 27-11 type guy. So, a lot can change between the summer league and during the regular season. I get all that. But a lot of these guys put a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure on themselves. And that's what I'm saying. It leads to disappointment. And somebody's going to have to sit this guy down and tell him, this is what you do. This is what you work on. Because that shit I saw on that 4-on-1 fast break, he took a couple dribbles and pulled up for a 3 and missed it. That ain't the type of shit he need to be doing. Now, I get that you got the capability of shooting the 3 ball and hitting the 3 ball. I get that. But at that point, you hadn't scored a bucket, bro. Me and you had the same amount of points. And I didn't play in the game that you did. You got to do something to build some confidence up. Because right now, offensively, this ain't it. Like, I don't want that type of shit happening to my number 2 overall pick. If we got a 4-on-1 fast break, I don't want you pulling up for 3. When there's one defender and there's 4 guys that you or 3 other guys that you could dish it off to, but instead you pull up for a 3. And you was already having a horrible shooting night because you hadn't scored a damn basket up into that. You hadn't scored a basket that game, and that made it worse. Now I get it. He a young kid. He comes from over, I think like 19. He comes from over there, France or whatever. I get it. So, and I'm looking at it. Now the Hawks probably, I'm not saying that you can't say they dodged the bullet yet because you don't know how the kid's gonna turn out. But like I said, man, if he don't work on some things now, and to me, if he don't work on some things and get that shit corrected now, I think he probably gonna turn into a James Wiseman. And we see what James Wiseman turned into after leaving Golden State. So, that's Alex Sarr is one of my, bigger disappointments. And I already get what people saying, the number 2 overall pick is playing bad. And then everybody want to talk about how bad Bronny playing. He was the 55th pick and all that. I mean, I'm so tired of hearing about this Bronny James shit, man. I'm not even saying Bronny is a disappointment. And I'm not saying Bronny is a surprise player in the Summer League. I think Bronny is what he is. I didn't see nothing at USC that made me think that he was going to be much more better than what he was at USC. The kid averaged 4 points at USC. I didn't think that he was going to come out here and light up the Summer League. He wasn't even the best player on his team in USC. So I'm not expecting him to come out here and light it up at USC. I mean, light it up in the Summer League coming from USC. Because he didn't really show me much of nothing at USC to make me believe he had the capability to come into the Summer League and light it up. 4 points a game. What the hell about 4 points a game makes you think he's about to make a significant jump and come out here in the Summer League and go against guys who's also battling for roster spots and look much, much better, look significantly better than he did at USC. Like I said, he wasn't the best player on his team at USC. So I'm not saying Bronny's a disappointment, but I'm not saying Bronny is not a standout player in the summer league either. Bronny is what he is. Bronny is doing exactly what I thought he was going to do coming. And like I said, this is still summer league. This ain't even, we ain't got to the season yet. So, you know, and he also got additional pressure, not just because Bron is his daddy, but y'all got to remember, and I don't see nobody bringing this up. Y'all got to remember, LeBron did tweet out that Bronny was better than the guys that Bron was watching on League Pass. See, that's extra unnecessary pressure that you don't need. See, you can't shit on somebody else and boost him up and expect people not to talk about his performance when he gets to the summer league. There's guys that was already in the league that you just shitted on to say that your son was better than, and then when he gets to the summer league and he don't do what people thought he was going to do after showcasing 4 points a game at USC, and now people say you hating on him. Nobody bring up that tweet LeBron put out about saying that Bronny was better than half the cats that he was watching on summer league. Nobody bringing up the fact that LeBron said this was months ago now. This ain't something he just tweeted out or just said. This was months ago when he said this. The season was still going on. I think the Lakers were in a slump. And he said Bronny could come in and start for the Lakers right now and play for the Lakers right now. Don't you think he just shitted on his teammates by saying his son, who was at USC averaging 4 points a game, could come in and play right now for the Lakers? When there's guys on his team that are obviously already at the professional level, and he's talking about his son at USC who's averaging 4 points a game to come to the Lakers and play right now. So he basically just shitted on his teammates to boost his son. That's additional pressure. And then when he gets here, after averaging 4 points a game at USC, and people think that when you say something about him, that you ain't supposed to talk bad about or you hate. Nobody said nothing about when LeBron tweeted that or said that about his son. But now you supposed to be sympathetic about, have sympathy because he's playing bad. And if you say something bad about how he's playing, you know, you hate. Now you hate. What about that is hate? He's just not playing up to the pressure that's on him. And I get it. I ain't gonna put it. It ain't his fault. I'm not gonna say it's his fault because he can't help who his daddy is. But he got additional pressure put on him by his daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Bronny is a standout player in the summer league, and I'm not saying he's a disappointing player in the summer league. I'm saying Bronny is the type of player I thought he was gonna be in the summer league. He's not disappointing, and he's not a standout. He is what he is. So, you know, like I said, man, this draft, these guys in the summer league, bro, this was like the perfect draft for a team to get some young solid role players that could contribute. Because like if you look around the league, majority of these teams have 2 scorers. So they need some guys that could play a role. They need some guys that could play a role right now and could probably develop into more of a role player. Because like I said, you look around the league, most of the teams already got 2 guys that can give you 20 plus. When you got so many guys out there, when you got too many guys on the team that can score the ball, that's a good problem to have, but at the same time, it could be a bad problem to have. Because at that point, you'll have guys just putting up shots, trying to get their numbers. You don't have nobody orchestrating nothing. You don't have nobody facilitating. You don't have nobody that have a role that know they role. You just got a lot of players out there that just putting up shots to get their numbers. So, in my opinion, like I said, this was a good draft to get some solid role players that could potentially be something more than a role player. You know what I mean? I also like the dude from Chicago. I keep fucking his name up. Bazelis. I like him too. I don't know. I keep messing his name up. But I like him too, man. I like the way I like him too, man. I like him as a standout too. Um, I like his game. You know what I mean? I like how he can shoot. I like how he drive the rim. I like how he got aggression. I like how he got confidence. I like his overall game. Good fit for Chicago. Hometown kid from Chicago. I think he's gonna be a good fit over there in Chicago. They just got to figure out what they're gonna do with DeMar DeRozan. Figure out how to get off DeMar DeRozan. Not DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan. I mean Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan's over in Sacramento, but they got to figure out how to get off of Zach LaVine. But I like what they got in this kid. If I said his name wrong, I'm sorry. I keep fucking his name up, but I like that kid. But like I was saying, man, you got a lot of teams that got two scores. You know what I'm saying? So you need some guys that can facilitate. You may need some guys that can play defense. You know what I mean? You may need some guys that can rebound and rim protect. You know what I'm saying? So I think this was a good draft to get that. And I think there's a couple guys in this draft that not right away, but probably in year 4, year 5, you know what I'm saying? They could if they continue to work and add on the game, depending on the team. That by year 4, I could see them 4 or 5. I could see them being more than a role player. You know what I'm saying? But as of now, this was a good draft to get some good young solid role players. You know what I'm saying? You don't need them. So if you got them in this draft, you know what I mean? You work them in, you give them minutes, you got a role. You know what I mean? You don't have to go out and overspend in free agency. You don't have to trade pieces away to get them. This was a good draft to get those solid role players in. This was a damn good draft to do that in. But man, I'm real disappointed in Alex Sarr, man. I can't believe I didn't think that this dude I didn't think he was going to have a game with 30 minutes. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I was hoping, I'm a Hawks fan, I was hoping we got him with the first pick. But now the more I see him performing in Summer League, and I like I said, I get it, it's still Summer League. A player could change from Summer League into the regular season. He could look like ass in the Summer League and come out and look solid in the regular season. But, you know what I mean? If you can't build confidence to do this in the Summer League, when these are basically scrimmage games against other guys that was in your draft class, other guys trying to make the roster that came from G League, overseas, or whatever. If you can't build the confidence to do it in the Summer League, what are the odds and possibilities that you build up that confidence in the regular season playing the games that actually count and matter against guys that's already on the team, against guys that's already vets, against guys that's already making $100 million night in and night out, 82 game season. That's why I think Summer League is you gotta build it here and carry it over to the season. Now I get it, you're not out there playing with the starters right now. You know, you out there playing with guys that's going for it, and you know, they trying to make an impression on the league. You know what I mean? Trying to get on the squad. There's guys out there that didn't get drafted. There's undrafted guys out there. You know what I mean? They not taking a backseat to the number 2 pick. They know the number 2 pick is guaranteed. He got a roster spot. He's the number 2 pick. So the undrafted guy or a guy that got taken in the second round, nothing's guaranteed. They're not taking a backseat to a guy that has something guaranteed to him. So everybody got to go out there and take it. You know what I mean? It's those guys. They're not taking a backseat. They're not taking a backseat. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking it's too early to say, but Atlanta probably sitting there looking like, boy, we dodged a bullet with this one. We're kind of glad this dude didn't want to come to us now. We're kind of glad we didn't see this dude work out. That's probably why he didn't want to work out for us, because he didn't want us to see some of the flaws. You know what I'm saying? Even the guy, Zachariah Richier, who got drafted first overall to Atlanta, he ain't a standout in my opinion, and he ain't a disappointment in my opinion. I think he's one of them players that, and I think his first game was against Alex Sarr. His first game was against Alex Sarr, and I think he had 17 or 18 points in that game. So he looked solid. You know what I'm saying? I think Zachariah Richer, he's one of them guys that he's playing solid right now, and I think he's gonna get better being in the lineup as the season goes. I think he's gonna be one of them guys that get better as the season goes his rookie year. Because for one, from what I've seen so far of him, he's utilizing his length. He's 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", so he's utilizing his length. He's handling the ball. He don't have to look to give it up to nobody. He's taking guys off the dribble. He got a pretty solid jumper, mid-range jumper. He's knocked down a couple 3 balls. He looks confident. So I think the way he's looking out there, and he's kind of not really trying hard to get the first game I seen where he scored 18, it looked like he was just getting a smooth 18. He didn't look like he was trying too hard or trying to overdo nothing to get 18. He looked like he just got like a smooth 18. And that was with the other guys that's trying to make the squad. That's not even, and that was most of him doing the work, getting the rebound, going coast to coast, facilitating the offense. That was him doing that, and he looked smooth doing it. He didn't look like he was trying too hard to do it. He looked like he was overdoing it. He just looked smooth getting 18 like that. So that's why I say I think he's going to get better in the season when he doesn't necessarily have to do that much of that, because he's now going to have a guy like Trae Young to run with him, to find him. As long as he run the flow, Trae going to find you. So, and then you got another guy, Jalen Johnson, over there. So, you know what I'm saying? I think he's going to get better as the season goes. I think his confidence is going to grow as the season goes. He's just one of them type of players. I think he's just going to get better as the season goes. You know what I'm saying? They going to instill all the confidence in him. He look like he got confidence now. You know what I mean? He just looked like he naturally got confidence. He don't really say much. Like one of them players don't really say much. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like from the games I saw. He don't really look like he say much. He just looked fluent. You know what I mean? But this Alex Sarr, man, I didn't see this. I damn sure didn't see this. But hopefully he can get into the season. And like I said, you in Washington, there's no pressure to win in Washington. So it's not like you're going to a situation where you got a little pressure on him to perform right away. He's going to Washington. Washington ain't going nowhere. They didn't go nowhere this year. They're not going nowhere this upcoming season. I don't think they're going nowhere the season after that. You know what I mean? So I think he in a good position to grow. And like I said, it's still summer league, so you know what I mean. We don't. A lot can change between now and the regular season. But Bud Carrington, man, I seen a clip with Bud Carrington saying he's gonna feed the guys. You know what I mean? So I think when you got a guy like that that's willing to continue to feed you, you know what I'm saying? I think he eventually will be all right. But like I said, I see a line from Alex Sarr where if he works on his game, it's gonna work out. If he continue to gain confidence and build his confidence level up, it's gonna work out. But if he get to a point where he losing confidence and the confidence just ain't in him, I could see him being a James Wiseman type of player. But if he work on his game and take the unnecessary pressure off of him and don't put all that unnecessary pressure on him, because that's what he did when he, I think that's what players do when they decline certain workouts with teams. I don't want to be here. I don't want to work out for this team. I only want to work out for that team. I'm only trying to be here, this, that, and third. I'm not sure how much of that is them or how much of that is the agent or people inside the camp putting that out or whatever. But I think they just put extra unnecessary pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because now you really got to perform and back up why you only want to play for this team or why you don't want to play for that team. And then when you go out there and lay egg like he did, I mean, you kind of make yourself look bad. And it was almost like, I'm declining workouts for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, the game ain't good enough to be declining workouts. Or at least what you showing me of the game ain't good enough to be declining workouts. You know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's unnecessary pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it looked like he just felt like his offensive game was just going to be more here in the NBA than it was there. And like I said, man, it's still summer league, so he still got time to grow or whatever, but it's just based off what I see in the summer league. You know what I'm saying? Shooting a lot of unnecessary threes. 7-1. In my opinion, you should be working the mid-range, right around the rim in the mid-range area. You know what I mean? I don't think you should be attempting 7 threes if you Alex are. Not yet. You're not shooting a good percentage anyway. So I don't think you should be attempting 7 threes. If you want to take 3 attempts a game or 4 attempts a game, that's 1 attempt per quarter. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I wouldn't make my game perimeter based. I'm 7'1", I'm athletic. If I get in the gym and work on my footwork, my ball, a little more of my ball handling skills, you can never go wrong working on ball handling skills, your footwork, and you 7'1" and you athletic, you should be working the hell out that mid-range. And like I said, if you want to attempt a 3 per quarter, that's what, 3 or 4, well, actually that's 4 attempts a game, 1 per quarter, until you feel comfortable enough or until you got yourself in a position where your mid-range jump is nice, that you want to expand your game. I don't think you just need to come out off the rip attempting 7 threes a game. You know what I mean? You got to work that mid-range. You got to get that footwork, that ball handling. At 7'1", being that athletic, if you got the footwork and you got the ball handling skills, bro, you could be in there. I mean, he's not a big body guy, like wide guy. I mean, he's a tall, lanky 7'1". He's not like a muscle-bound 7'1". He's not chiseled. You know what I'm saying? So with him working on his footwork and the ball handling skills and that mid-range jumper, I mean, that could be his bread and butter. Especially if you got a nice pick-and-roll point guard that can spoon-feed you on the pick and pop. And if you roll all the way to the basket, he can lob it up and you can go get it with your 7'1" frame and athletic ability. And occasionally they're going to leave you open on the perimeter. That's why I said, man, if you want to take a 1 3-point attempt per quarter, that's 4 games. But I ain't taking it. You shouldn't be taking 7. You should be taking 7. You know what I mean? You should take advantage of being 7'1", being athletic. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? He got time to grow. But like I said, I'm not sure how much involvement in the offense he gonna be right away, because you got Jordan Poole over there. He didn't pass the ball this season. Kyle Kuzma didn't pass the ball this season. So, you don't really have nobody right now that can spoon feed you, other than the rookie who you just drafted. I just said his name, Bob Carrington. He'll spoon feed you, but he a rookie. So it's a thin line. He got to work. It's a lot of, it's a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? I can see Alex R being a solid player in the NBA, and if he don't work on his weaknesses in his game, he could be a James Wiseman in the NBA. That's just my opinion. 30 minutes, no points, or 15 from the field, or 7 from 3. He missed both his free throw attempts. Like I said, 9 boards. He got 3 assists, 3 blocks. And it's crazy. Like the 3 games, 20% from the field, 12% from 3 in 3 games stretch. That's crazy. That's crazy. But man, there's some of my there's a lot of players out there really doing their thing. But there's just a few of the standout players, and one of the most disappointing players in the summer league. You know what I mean? It's a lot of players that's in the summer league that's not disappointing, and they're not a standout either. They pretty much all what I said they were at the draft. You know what I mean? There's definitely room for growth for some of these players, but you know what I mean. In my opinion, it was a role player draft. And it's gonna be a couple guys. There's gonna be some guys in there. There's gonna be more than role players. You know what I mean? There's more role players that was in it. More players that I can see being role players than non-role players. But there's some guys out there that with room in the right situation that in about 3 years from now, 4 years from now, they could be more than they could be a solid contributor to a team. You know what I'm saying? To their team, respectively. But yeah, man, that was just a little summer league talk we was gonna get into. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. Just make sure y'all go over to YouTube, subscribe to the page, Damn YouTube Sports Talk. Hit the notification button so you can get notified when I drop new content. Head over to social media, Instagram. Follow my personal page, Ralph_Sneaks. The sports page on IG is down_YouTube_Sports Talk. Head over to X or Twitter, whichever one you call it and go by. Damn YouTube Sports Talk. You can follow the page over there. Like I said, man, we was just gonna keep dropping content, man. Shout out to the people at AIG Productions that helped me. Until the next episode, man, y'all be safe.